The Pentagon has confirmed that U.S. fighter jets launched airstrikes early today on targets in Syria connected to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. Two F-16s targeted a weapons and ammunition storage facility in eastern Syria. The Pentagon said it was in response to a series of ongoing and mostly unsuccessful attacks against U.S. personnel in Iraq and Syria by Iranian-backed militia groups. In a statement, the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, said, quote, "The United States does not seek conflict and has no intention nor desire to engage in further hostilities. But these Iranian-backed attacks against U.S. forces are unacceptable and must stop." Well, the most recent of those militia attacks happened at a U.S. air base in Erbil, Iraq. We are told there were no casualties, just some minor damage to infrastructure. Yet for those who live there, it makes for a very tense situation. We go now to Archbishop Bashar Warda, the Chaldean Catholic Archbishop for the Archdiocese of Erbil, Iraq. Your Excellency, thank you so much for your time today. First off, tell us, what's the atmosphere in Erbil right now with all that's happening in the Middle East?
We, the people of Iraq, we know the effect of wars and violence, and we've been through this so many times. And we not just feel sorry, but we are praying to end the violence and start the peace, talking peace again. But yeah, our people are just in a way a bit frightening that, God forbids, this would spread.
Your Excellency, I'm wondering, how's the Christian community in Iraq? How are they feeling about things? We spoke to Aid to the Church in Need last week, and we were talking about the situation in Gaza. And Ed Clancy had mentioned to us that he feels that this might be the end of Christianity, at least in Gaza. How are Christians feeling in Iraq?
You're right. You're right. All of these crises usually affect badly the presence and the number of the Christian community in Middle East. Almost, I would say, from 20%. I mean, 50 years ago, we were like around 20% Christians in Middle East. Today, I would say probably less than 4%, maybe 4% or even less. And we talk also with some of our friends in Lebanon, and they have another difficulties. We talk with the people in Syria. They have also their difficulties. Yeah, the presence of the Christians in Middle East is really experiencing a very critical situation.
Your Excellency, we talk about, at least it seems like now, there's such a divide. How can we come together? I know, we talked about and report on the tragic fire at the Catholic wedding in late September in Iraq that killed dozens of people. And I know that you praise the Muslim community for its outreach to Christians. So can you talk to us maybe about that situation, and also how can we come together and work together?
What you call the bright side of all of these crises, you would find always community around you in solidarity, whether you, for example, in America or in Europe, you mentioned Church in Need, and you have so many other people like Knights of Columbus, and you could name it. Just remembering the Christians here in Iraq in your prayers and in your reports, because you are doing really great job in just letting people to know what's happening, not just the headlines, which is concerning certain events, but not to be forgotten with these events. That's in itself, it's a big help. Here also, I would say our community or our people are in solidarity. We've seen that in what happened in that hall, and how people and the government got together. 2 days ago, we celebrated also the graduation of class 23 of Catholic University in Erbil, and the Prime Minister of Kurdistan Regional Government was there, and he stayed and he gave an excellent speech. He said, "I believe in this community, which is and it's a sacred ground." These kinds of encouragement, when it comes from the government and from Muslim community around us, and from you, would really strengthen the spirit of the community, despite all of these difficulties.
It's so important to hear. Archbishop Bashar Warda, Chaldean Catholic Archbishop for the Archdiocese of Erbil, Iraq. Always great to be with you, Your Excellency. Thank you for your time. God bless.
Thank you. God bless you too.